Okay, greetings, salutation à tous. I want to share something with you all. I got this in last week. I ordered all 5 of the books. Ordered all 5 of them. I have some of these already, but just to support her ministry, I ordered these books. That's Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Got to get it to my nephew. He's been looking for that book. Okay, the next one, The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. Now, I look for things, I look at everything. I'm looking at the order that she has these books in here. Had the black man as the leader on top. And then she has the so called Black Woman Guide to Understanding. Okay. Next, Are You Still a Slave? Wow. Maybe you need to just get this one if you do not have any relationship problems. Class, maybe you want to get this book because this applies to everybody. And I have students in here who do not identify as so-called black or melanated. Doesn't matter, you still a slave. That's what I've been talking about. But she's talking specifically about a group of people called African Americans. She still don't know the correct title to use because her teacher never told her the truth that we are Moors. And he was a Moor. He was in the temple with Noble Drew Ali, but he never taught the people about they were not black, Negro, and colored. Why did you do that? Honorable Elijah Muhammad, why did you do that? Do you know we could have been a lot further ahead? And I know you didn't encourage calling black Muslim. I know that was done by black writers, because that's how they saw you. But you see, by not telling the truth, the lies kept perpetrated. The lies is kept perpetrated. You got to tell the truth. Things your parents should have told you. Okay, that's one of the reasons I'm here as a parent to some of the youth. Now, if you're really growing up in age, if you're a young man or a young woman, you need to get this book. It's time for black youth to know the truth about their parents, the truth about America, the truth about themselves. I agree. These books cannot cost more than $5 a piece because the size they are. Oops. Okay, size don't matter. That's why I had that. That's why that happened. Size do not matter. Truth come in small packages. How not to eat the pork. And for those of you who do not know, ham is pork. A lot of people don't know that. They think ham is a separate meat. They say, no, man, I don't eat no pork. I eat ham. That always get me laughing. But it's not labeled as pork nowadays. They got a whole lot of sophisticated names they call it. And the reason why it's important because this is not just people who identify as Muslims. If you look in your Christian Bible, it tell you not to eat pork. Want me to show you where it is? Okay. All you gotta do is do a Bible search and put swine. That's how they call it in the Bible. They call it swine. Jesus was healing somebody. He had to get the swine out of them. So if you want to think right, be healthy, you got to get that swine out you. It's medicine for some people. They got to have that bacon, but it's not medicine for you. You can live without it. You must live without it. And that's what's that's four? Yeah, the last one, urban survival. How will we, the descendants of slaves, survive under the stress of the new administration? Now she still identified with that slave because that's all the teacher told her. Didn't teach about the Moors. And we had enslaved Europe for hundreds of years before they enslaved us. How do you think they learned about slavery? Because the name Slavic means slave. Come on, people. We're not proud of that. But it wasn't the type of slavery they have done on our people. No, that was unheard of. Urban survival for the years to come. We have no plans to control. We have no plan, no control, no money, and no unity. What do we have? What will we do? Well, I differ with you. You may be speaking from a point of view of black people. If you with the divine, you always got a plan. You always in control, and I got a lot of money because abundance is your middle name. If you're living right, so maybe these people don't have these things because they are living wrong, thinking wrong, left their God, trying to integrate. That's a sin. It is. We have all this greatness in us, and you want to dilute your blood. You got that beautiful original brown color, shiny. When it's healthy, it shines. And you want to put a lot of cream in that coffee and make it weak. It used to keep you up. Now it puts you to sleep. You know, I don't see a lot of people my complexion nowadays. What happened? We becoming a minority, even among the so-called black people. We used to be the majority. Back in the day when I was growing up, if you was light skinned, you was kind of odd. You was always joked about it. It was always a rib about your light skin because everybody was dark skinned. Nowadays, totally opposite. Most people are mixed. And if you dark skinned, then they look at you strange. Yeah, it's funny. I show you how far integration have took us as a people. It makes you think like a white person. That's why you need these books. That's why I recommend you get these books. Let me go over them again. Okay. Black Man Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Let's say the Moors. The Moors Guide to Understanding the Moabite Woman. The Moors Guide, the Moabites Guide for Understanding the Moor Man. Or they just say the guide to understanding your man and your woman. Because we are really family if you haven't been contaminated to the point that you can't see that. And it doesn't matter what your complexion is because some of the lightest people, and I mean light, bright, almost white, they refuse to pass. They just refuse to do that. That's the divinity in them. And the next book was Are You Still a Slave? Wow, I haven't read this one. Maybe I don't need to read it because I know I'm not trying to take my family. I have taken my family out of slavery. The next book, number 4, is Things Your Parents Should Have Told You. Yeah, they didn't tell you because they didn't know. No one taught them. I know a lot of things because I grew up before integration. And my parents and my teachers taught me. Everybody knew. But now, things you just don't know. We can't blame you for not knowing, but the sin is not wanting to know. Turning your turning your eyes against anything that you haven't heard before. Just don't want to hear it. You're gonna have a rude awakening. You will, if you live long enough. Hope you do. Things it's time for black youth, time for melanated youth to know the truth about their parents, America, and themselves. You need to learn yourself first, because you are your parents. You get 2 at 1 right there. You're a product from them. And learning America, that's going to be a piece of work because a lot of things have been hidden, lied. To give you a good example, I'm doing a study on the American presidents. I don't think about survival. I think about prospering. It's helped me to read these type of books because they talk about slave. I'm not a slave. As I was saying, learning about America is going to be a challenge because The books have been changed to protect the innocent. I did a lot of research. I was looking for that book as a prop about the presidents that I have here, where I was doing a research on the presidents. So they was talking about uh, Harrison, the 10th president, Henry Harrison, and how after election, during his inaugural speech, he wasn't going to be denied. It was raining, and he stood out there without an umbrella for hours, giving his inaugural address. So within a month, he had passed. Now I'm watching a film about presidents, old film made about 30 years ago. This is what they said in the film. It was a cool, chilly day, and he didn't have a coat on. So he caught pneumonia. Why they want to dress up the truth? I don't believe that you can get pneumonia by being in the cool weather without a coat on. But if you stand in the rain for hours, too proud to put an umbrella on, yeah, you can get pneumonia. So if they lie about something that's small to protect his legacy, that he wasn't very bright, he just caught it from the cold. If that's the case, in the wintertime, everybody have pneumonia. If just cool weather could give you pneumonia. No, you got to be done something drastic to get pneumonia nowadays. Standing in the rain for hours. So your hair don't protect your scalp like ours does. Our hair is waterproof. Not that it's don't get wet, but it repairs the water. Like you see a duck swimming, and in the rain, the water do not go through his skin because the what you call it? Well, just say the feather is protected. So our hair is like that. Beautiful melanated hair. So we can stay in the rain for a while without umbrella. It won't affect us that bad because our hair would protect our scalp. But if you don't have that guard hair, that wool, it's kind of silly to stand in the rain without umbrella or a hat or something. Just say the man was silly, too proud. Don't lie and say he got pneumonia because it was cool. See, that really upsets me when people just outright lie. So the point I'm making is that they lie about something so insignificant. What are they doing with the real big things? That's why when you do your research, always look for more than one source. If you have a thesis of what you think happened, look for that in your research to verify. I just have this thought, this is what happened. Because usually that's what it is. Your ancestors are telling you. So when you write a book or you're giving a speech, you don't want to always say my ancestors showed me this. You can show what somebody else said in a book. If it's in a book, if it's printed, it's highly suspect. Highly suspect of being compromised, not being a whole, complete truth. That's why books are written nowadays to deceive and mislead people. There was a time in the purity of mind, books were meant to inform and inspire you in the good old days. Well, I think that's the time I'm going to allow for this video, and pray for peace if peace is to be. Sometimes it's needed. War is needed. That's planned. God planned. There's no right or wrong. There's only God will be done. And it will. Salutation à tous. Peace to all of you.